Hi, everyone. Welcome to Sister Strong, a podcast and video series all about possibility. I'm your host, Betsy Wiersma. This podcast and video series is our way to share ideas, insights, and experiences to help people stand together, united for health and happiness. These are ideas for your toolkit. So try them on and see if something in here could be something you can use to support you on your journey. Today, sharing her amazing knowledge, her incredible brain, her wonderful skill set, her great personality is the amazing Nikki Milton. And the crowd goes wild. Whoa! Welcome, Nikki.
Hello, thanks for having me, Betsy.
Well, I appreciate you stopping your incredibly busy day because in the midst of people being home, I know a lot of people are like going, oh no, my business is changing. I probably should take marketing a little bit more seriously and maybe image building, communications, loving my customers, all those kind of things. So I have you here today to start to talk about those things.
I've gotten a few requests just in the past week of what should I do right now? What should I do marketing wise? So yeah, we're definitely in that spot.
Well, tell everybody a little bit about who you are and about your business, the Marvelous Marketing Squad.
Marvel Marketing Squad is a content marketing agency, which means we specialize in creating, distributing, and promoting content for businesses. And so content is really anywhere where copywriting and design comes together to help you market yourself online. So we do everything from helping people with blogs and video scripts or writing copy for their website to helping them with email newsletters to putting together ebooks, or what a lot of what we do is create content, original content for social media. And we've been around for 5 years. This is our 5th year come this summer.
Wow. So let's go and unpack that a little bit, because you and I are marketers and we say, content, and people,
right.
We know what that is, but let's talk to regular people. So this is what, let me tell you back and you correct me. You
right.
help translate a brand, like here's what I am, into ways that brand can communicate on social media or through an ebook or through a video, but you help the content reflect the brand, and then you help design offers and engagement for people, for their current customers and future customers, to kind of get who they are. Is that kind of what you do?
Right. I help you. I mean, everyone's got a message, right? Or they wouldn't have a business. So they've got something that they want to share with the world. They've got a big why, right? They've got a passion, and they're showing up to do it in a way no one else is doing it, hopefully, because that's going to be super impactful. And so what I do is help people express that, because not everybody is a confident writer and not everybody's confident in an online marketing space. I help them find ways to express that and share that with the world.
Okay, see, so I kind of was right on there, but I think it's good for people to know. So this is fun because I've been so blessed to work with you for almost 3 years now, and you've really helped take the CampExperience brand, which the CampExperience Network, for people that don't know, is like these 5,000 women for 15 years that have come together for good. And you've helped us because in some of your posts, you post about things that people that are interested in what we're interested in, education, inspiration, and connection,
right,
would be interested in reading about, learning about, and understanding, because it complements what we stand for. So as we're talking, that works really well for my brand. So I'm a big fan of you. Talk to the people listening about where do they start? Okay. Where do they start if they say, okay, I know what I'm doing for my business, but I don't know really how to even begin to think about it?
So a lot of people start in the same place, which is what we call curation. And so I like to explain this by saying, if you think of a museum curator, he doesn't paint the paintings in the museum, right? He just picks the best pieces of artwork to share with the world, to share with his particular audience, depending on, what museum he's curating for. So a lot of businesses start there, where they go and find other publications or trusted resources or influencers, and they find content that fits what they think their audience will appreciate and be into. And so they start in that space. But what I like to do with most businesses, and what we've done with yours as well, is find a way to create original content so that you're really coming across with your message and what you are showing up and bringing to the world, and what you how you want to connect with people in an online space. Like good marketing is about relationship building and connection, even online. And so what we'll do is we'll take pictures from your previous events or things that people have said about you or ways that people can really resonate and connect with your brand, and find ways to create graphics and copy and, you know, hashtags to help people find you. And we do all of that, so that people can find you, resonate with you, and so that they'll want to show up to one of your in-person things and get to know everybody better.
Well, so tell me, so is it important for me, okay, so I'm speaking just me, company owner, to first get really clear about who I am and what is my why? Because
Actually, I
yeah,
started teaching branding classes for this exact reason. When I started doing this, I kept reverse engineering, because what would end up happening is businesses would come to me and I'd ask them some pretty basic questions that I expected them to have the answers to, and they didn't. So these questions would be, you know, what is your vision for your business? Or what makes you different from everyone else? Or who is your target audience? And, you know, when you get the deer in headlights look, you know, you're talking to a business owner who hasn't done any branding yet. And so then I'd start asking them about their brand. And inevitably, the answers that would come back are like, oh, yeah, I have a logo, I have a website. Oh, okay. Well, that's not your brand. That's just an element of your brand. So then I created a class because it's really one of my passions. I wish every business owner in the world understood branding, so that when they got ready to go and hire a designer or a marketing person or help, they already have a game plan. They know what their why is. They know why they're showing up. They know what their big vision is for their business. They know what makes them special and unique, and they know who their audience is. Because as a marketer, if I don't have that information, I'm immediately handicapped in being able to be effective for your business. And so my big push is just to tell anyone who will listen what branding really is, and encourage them to sit down and work on their brand so that they can be really effective as a business owner.
right. So yeah, I kind of see it like building a house. You got to start with the foundation, right? And if you want to put the windows in, that's great. And they're beautiful windows, but you can't put the windows in until you get the foundation. So, you know, and I've learned, just because I'm in marketing with you, the simpler it is that you get kind of your statement of your offer of who you are, the easier it is for the world to understand. So, you know,
Clear,
we say,
concise, and easy to understand, because a lot of business owners will get really wordy and come up with these sentences, and then I'll challenge them. Okay, condense, condense, condense. They get really frustrated with me after a while, because if you can't explain it in like a couple of seconds and it can't be easily understood, it won't be effective. And so as clear and concise as you can get with your mission, with your vision, with your, you know, all of that stuff, is really important. These really long mission statements aren't nearly as impactful as, you know, I think Google's mission statement is to make information accessible in one, well, that's their vision, to make it information accessible in one click, right? They may never reach that, but that's their big why, right?
right.
And so if we can get it, you know, Apple's brand is challenging the status quo, right? So if they were a computer company and all they thought about were computers, they would have never created the iPod or the iPhone, because those aren't computers. But
Right.
because their brand was challenging the status quo, it allowed them to be innovative and think a little bit outside of the box and expand, and it didn't pigeonhole them into just one type of product or service. So,
Right.
you know, one of the questions I ask business owners is, what are you really selling? And I tell them, you can't give me a product or service. You have to give me an experience, a feeling, a goal, like challenging the status quo, because then you're not pigeonholing yourself into just, you know, that one product or service that you're offering right now.
Well, in what I think, you know, again, I want to say out loud for people listening about the CampExperience Network. You know, we are 5,000 women on purpose for good, and the offer is education, inspiration, and connection. And that takes many, many forms, and is also very fluid. How we
Right.
educate, how we inspire through doing good and having fun, and then how we connect right now virtually through podcasting and videos, lots of times in purpose at our fall retreat. But you know, very specific offers. So now so we have our why, we have what we offer in bigger than just our goods and services, kind of our personality of our brand, or what we stand for, what people can know and love us for. Okay, so now what do we do? Let's talk about a couple of action steps people can take on their own, or they can, at the end, we'll talk about how they can get some help from you. But if I know what I want to say, what's the most effective way, like what are the trends telling us that people use to get information?
Well, the trends are one thing. I get a lot of questions about tips and tricks and trends. And honestly, most people aren't early adopters. And the trends right now have a steep learning curve, like Alexa briefings, like figuring out how to say, hey, Alexa, give me a flash briefing about, my business right now. Or, just AI and all of these those are the trends, but nobody wants to do those. So what I found to be really more effective than following the tips and tricks and trends is what I call the 4 C's. What are you going to commit to? And it really doesn't matter what you pick, what platform you pick, whether it's Facebook or YouTube or in-person networking, although that's a little tough right now, or you email newsletters. Just pick one that you know you can be consistent with, because that's the second and successful skill set. Commit to something. Got to be consistent. Consistency is so much more important than anything else that you can do with marketing right now and forever. How can you build community? So this is where marketing has really been moving to in the last year or so, is how can you build community around your brand? Can you have a Facebook group? Can you put together a support group? Can you get together in person? Like, what can you do to build community around your brand? Because people do business with people now, not with businesses. And so sometimes it can be tricky depending on what you're doing, but community is really powerful. And what can you do to become more credible? So credibility has a lot to do with establishing yourself as an expert, building yourself as an authority. So it could be creating content and posting it online. It could be, becoming a speaker. It could be writing a book. It can just be improving your search engine rank online and getting interviewed by other people like you, Betsy. So those are the 4 keys to success that I tell every business owner. Commit to something, be consistent, build community, and build your credibility. Like even putting together a Google My Business page, if you don't have one, is a credibility piece, right? Because you're working on your online ranking and SEO. And so I can show you someone who's super successful doing anything. Super successful YouTuber, somebody who used Facebook Live to become really successful, people who are killing it in email marketing, people who are killing it in podcasts. So what platform or channel you pick is less important than what you're willing to commit to and be consistent with. Those are the 2 key pieces.
Well, I think that is a brilliant way to talk about 4 C's to being successful. If people need some help, Nikki, I know you're very, very busy, you have lots and lots of clients, but tell them how to find you, Marvel Marketing Squad, and how to reach out to find out about your classes that you could be offering online, and some ways that they can kind of start this process.
Well, you can find me on my website at any time at www.marvelmarketingsquad.com. It's the squad part on the end because I'm not actually with Marvel, unfortunately. Sorry. Or you can find me at many CampExperience events because I'm a camp sister and I'd love to connect with you and talk marketing with you in person, and especially branding because I'm geeky about it.
I love that you're geeky about branding. So she is at campexperience.com on the sponsor page. You can find Marvel Marketing Squad there. You can find her on her website. You can reach out to Nikki and be aware and just keep looking for classes and things that will be offered online this spring. Maybe you could do that great branding class online, Nikki. I think there'd be a lot of people.
I'm being pushed to work on it in this downtime to finally film it and get it in an online space. So that's coming soon.
Good, great. Well, my husband Doug Lane's got an online studio now in his office for everyone who's trying to do classes. He has got that for you. So just connect to me and I can help you on that. Thank you all for listening to Sister Strong, a podcast and video series about possibility. We are part of the Global Sisterhood Podcast Network, which are women on fire, sharing their stories, sharing their experiences, standing together for health and happiness. Please share our helpful videos and podcasts with other people you know that want some uplifting energy, some great entertainment, some helpful tips, and some fun for a happy and healthy life. I'm your host, Betsy Wiersma.